Doesn't it, though, to some of our viewers this morning, reinforce what many of them may think, is that you have Conservative politicians, time after time, trying to follow their own set of rules, not the set of rules that everybody else has to follow?
Well, there are always people who will fall short, whether it's in politics or in other parts of public life or in professional life or in any area. So because someone commits a lapse or a sin, that shouldn't be automatically taken as an opportunity to damn an entire organisation or a way of working.
But
and
do
I think
you
the critical
fear
thing
for the perception it gives of your party, and indeed of this Prime Minister, because he's not the only minister there have been problems with. You know, there's an investigation into Dominic Raab, very serious minister, over bullying claims. Rishi Sunak already had to get rid of Gavin Williamson for sending pretty unpleasant texts to one of his colleagues. This isn't the only problem, and your leader came to power promising the country something different, saying to people, oh, I'm going to draw a line over all these things swirling around over sleeves, and the kind of disregard for the rules that many people felt the former administration did far too often.
Well, again, it's a serious charge, and it's one that I take profoundly seriously. So the first thing is, Rishi's whole way of operating, the Prime Minister's whole way of operating, is driven by a sense of duty and a sense of, profound moral seriousness. That means that when an allegation is put against someone, he doesn't immediately think, right, okay, I'm in political difficulty. Let me deal with this in in the fashion that the cynic might imagine was right. I will do right by the individual accused, but I also do right by the process overall. And I think that is an admirable approach to take. Your second point is, does this particularly harm the Conservative Party? I think any governing party, when there are allegations about its members or allegations about politicians overall, bears a particular burden. I would say, and I'm not trying to, in any way shift blame or responsibility for faults that exist within our own party, but I think it is also the case if you look at politics overall, if you look at other areas, there are always examples of individuals whose conduct falls short.
But there are several examples in a very new administration. You know, Rishi Sunak's about to hit his 100-day milestone, and there have been several of these kinds of things popping up. I mean, either is it careless? Is it bad judgment? Surely it does reflect on him.
Well, I think what reflects on him is the determination that he has to ensure that people are dealt with fairly, but the government concentrates on delivery. So when we met earlier this week, as a cabinet, the Prime Minister made clear to us the vital importance, which all of us recognise in each of the areas for which we are responsible, of delivery. So departures like Nadhim's are newsworthy, sad for the individual concerned, and obviously invite speculation. But in government, what we're doing is getting on with halving inflation, reducing debt, generating growth, making sure that we deal with the waiting list, cut the waiting list in the NHS, and stop the boats crossing the channel. Those are our priorities.